Hey gang, Mark Dooley here. It has been a while since we've done one of these, but I'm pumped on this current project, and I thought it would be great to show you how I put together a comic page. And this one is for the actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee, issue number 5. In this case, it's page 20. Which is the next to last page in this particular story about Jamal Thorogood. We hope to have this available on Kickstarter in just a couple of months. Now, for those of you who have bought and read our previous 4 issues, in which we thank you so much, and have been following my page-to-page postings on my Facebook of issue number 5 while it's in progress, you're pretty much up to speed on what's been going on. But, in the words of the late great Lee Falk, for those of you who came in late.
In Mark and Dee number 4, we saw our heroes brave the cattle farm of Dina's sister Teresa to detassel corn. It was not without incident. Later on, I got Frenched by one of Teresa's cows. Aren't there leash laws? After a while, Dina faced me about my doubts about my ability to watch over her, as I did such a sterling job following her park incident. I tried to prove my love to her. Then she turned it around and proved her love to me. Then we jumped in the lake. And then the cows ate our clothes. Meanwhile, at the comic cave, my pal Mickey also was blurry on whether or not to be more open to Tandy Breckenridge's attraction to him, and opened up to Jamal, our TV historian, about his feelings. Jamal gave Mick some encouragement, and then headed out to Parts Unknown after the cave closed for the night. Parts Unknown turned out to be a vacant parking lot, and home was the back of Jamal's beat-up station wagon. As Jamal prepared to settle down for an uncomfortably cold fall night, word was coming in about a freak nor'easter snowstorm heading south to Columbus. At Mickey's ramshackle home, the Wookiee finally got the courage to call Tandy to see if they could just sit and talk. As it was, there was quite a bit of talking. Several times, as a matter of fact. The pair opened up to each other about their past, Mickey about the bullying he faced as a kid, and Tandy about her previous marriage to an abusive schmuck who nearly destroyed her company. And then the call came. Jamal was found freezing to death in the back of the wagon and rushed to the hospital. While in that limbo between consciousness and the afterlife, he was reunited with his grandfather, who happened to be a notorious gangster, and his wife Ariel and daughter Maddie, who had died in a mob hit. It was revealed that Jamal was actually a successful lawyer for Gramps' gang, and he found himself swept up in the criminal life. However, his arrogance led to him being arrested and detained by the FBI, offering him immunity and witness protection for turning state's evidence. A high-ranking mobster under Gramps ordered a hit on Jamal, but killed Ariel and Maddie instead. Gramps and his gang were all killed in a gunfight with the feds. And with that, Jamal was released from protective custody, broke, jobless, and drunkenly wandering the streets of Columbus. Meanwhile, Jamal seems to have been saved by the doctors in the real world, and he bid goodbye to his family as he ascended. Gramps sent Ariel and Maddie back to safety as he faced the Dark Man and punishment for escaping hell.
So now, you're all up to date, and now we can move on to page 20 of the next rest of the story. How about that? Let's go do it.
As you can see, I've already marked off my panels on the blue line paper. I'm sure there's better paper, but I very much love Strathmore Bristol board number 200. It's a strong ply, no bleeding, and the boundaries are already marked, so I have no problems with inks. When I started drawing, I was using a very cheap ply board that bled at the drop of a pen, and that's when one of the pros I met pointed out the qualities of Bristol board and the Strathmore line. I used to be able to pick it up just about a mile down the road at Hobby Lobby, but they signed an exclusive deal with Masters Touch Products a couple of years back, and now I have to order from either Amazon or Walmart. So, when I start penciling, I basically start with heads. Just trying to get the basic shapes, rounded shapes for heads, shoulders, arms, and hands. I can loosely draw them in light pencil and erase them completely once I get the main shapes down. So, we have D here in intense thought while I'm answering the phone. For the background, I decided to stick with our old house on Waymire Street, on the east side of Columbus, just a block from my old high school. It had leaks everywhere, cold weather coming through the barely covered windows, and in the summer we sometimes had hornets setting up home in the walls. But it had one thing a lot of houses in that neighborhood didn't. It was paid for. I still think fondly of that old house and the many years we lived there, until we were given a nice offer by Dina's family to move to a much safer home by National Road. A couple of real estate people bought the old home and did an amazing renovation of it. Now, if you're wondering about why Dina seems thunderstruck at this moment, Dee's recent experience with God and the metaphysical world have made her quite sensitive to things spoken aloud there. And with the dark man offering Gramps an apple, that opens up a whole can of worms up top. While I'm in the background getting word about Jamal on the phone from Mickey and Tandy. As I've said before, our stories do revolve around real people and situations, but we throw in just enough fantasy to make things interesting. And trust me, I've seen far stranger things happen in my lifetime.
So that does it for our penciling session. Next time we'll be doing line work with micron pens, and we'll see you all then. Meantime, check out our Kickstarter campaign for the actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee Volume 1, which collects the first 4 issues of the Mark and Dee comic, plus the Super Holiday Special, which is, I've been told, is the best Christmas story anybody's ever read in the comic book. And it's certainly what I was shooting for when I first started this series. And I'm so happy that people have received it and really enjoyed it. So anyway, it's available on Kickstarter. Please go check it out. And we will see you all the next time, and we'll do some at the beginning of the inking. So I'll have it all over my hands. You have a great day now. Bye bye.